Hi guys, another citizen here, and I would like to greet you in this Ultimate Trading Guide series. I've get a lot of questions on my previous videos, and I've decided, because trading is my favorite part of Star Citizen, to actually do the separate video for that. In this video, we're going to be covering the legal cargo only. So if you are here for the illegal cargo, then please stay tuned, as I'm going to be covering that in a separate video. Now, the trading is all about capital. You need to invest in order to gain. So if you do not have any money at the moment, I also highly suggest to check my previous video. It's called the Ultimate Money Guide, and I will just put the link down below in the description. Now, if you are brand new and never played Star Citizen, you might also take advantage of that extra 5,000 UEC just by using that code down below. Now guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so before we will completely dive and submerge ourselves into world of trading, I want to warn you that trading can be sometimes extremely frustrating. Due to the bugs you might experience, you might be able to lose all the cargo on board of your ship, and you might not be able to recover it. And that's happened to me many times, and unfortunately that's how you can lose a lot of money. Bigger ships you have, high risk. However, if you will be able to pull it off and the servers are stable enough, then you can secure yourself a nice paycheck. And it's also sustainable. You can do the same run all over again. However, if you're looking for something safer, maybe look for mining, because that's the way how you don't have to invest all the money, and you can still, due to the Quantanium introduced in a 3.9, get yourself a lot of money as well. If you are still interested in trading though, I have a lot of tips for you which you might definitely benefit from, and also I'm gonna show you in this video a lot of trade runs I'm running myself. So I will get back to you after the first run. Okay, so in less than 15 minutes, we get ourselves a nice paycheck, about 20,000 UEC, with investment about 100,000 UEC, and just by flying a freelancer. This is all pretty cool. And another thing I really wanted to mention, and you probably noticed if you were watching a video properly, is that I didn't land in a spaceport. Instead, in a new Babbage, I landed just in front of the commons. That's the place where you will be selling your cargo. And you can do that yourself as well. That's just because there are no restricted areas. So highly suggesting, please write it down. It's a really good tip. Save you a lot of time, trust me. Now imagine that you're gonna be doing the same run, but with a bigger ship, something like a Caterpillar and a Karak. We might get a lot of money ourselves, can we? So let's get into it. Alright, so as you probably noticed, I wasn't able to sell all the cargo at one go, and there is reason for that. In the Star Citizen and trading specifically, there was introduced something called saturation, and it's been there for quite some time already, so I'm not quite sure where exactly it has been introduced, but it's not still fully dynamic economy as they're planning. Anyways, for that saturation, it means that a lot of people probably selling the medical supplies here in a, microtech, and that means that I cannot sell everything at one go, and I need to wait for my tick in order just to sell another bunch and another bunch, as long as I still have some cargo on board of my ship. And that's actually the reason why I landed in a spaceport. So just in case, if the server will crash, my ship will be safely stored in a spaceport, so I will be able just to come here to the commands and try to sell out of my ship again, even though I'm on another server. If you don't do that, you're kind of risking that you're gonna lose your ship and also your cargo, so you really don't want to do that. Now, if you want to avoid that, or you don't have a time to spend and just running around, then you can avoid these waiting times. For instance, medical supplies definitely won't be saturated on the other places, such as a Hurston or Area 18. I highly suggest to go to Area 18 because that's my favorite place, and in the next part of the video I'm gonna show you why. Alright, so this time we were trading titanium, not the medical supplies. And so there is some very neat local run around the R-Corp. It's from Lyria. There are like 2 outposts, Sal 2 and Sal 5, which I'm suggesting to visit. That's where you can get yourself a titanium. Highly suggest to do that with the bigger ships such as a Karak or Caterpillar. And because it's not as expensive to fill, I think you might need around 400,000 UEC. With Karak, it's going to be a little bit less. And then you can repeat this run all over again. The good news about that run is that if you're flying a Caterpillar, then you just land your ship and you're going to kill yourself. Then you will wake up, in a ArcCorp already, and you will just make your way to the TDD where you're going to sell your cargo. And that's what I've done in here. So I kind of bypassed all that train ride. And that saved me in about 15 minutes. And now there is a last run I'm gonna actually show you. And this run you're gonna possibly appreciate if you have a bigger ship and you're starting in a Star Citizen. So let's say that you have something like a Karak or a Caterpillar with a lot of SCU, but you don't have much money to invest at the very beginning. So what you're gonna do, you can buy yourself a scrap and you're gonna sell it on a Port Olisar, which always accepts that. So you can buy scrap right here in a Bajini point, and then we're going to be delivering it to the Port Olisar, which is another hub where we can buy agricultural supplies and maybe deliver it to any other major spaceport. So this is how we can kind of run all around Stanton, and we will always have some cargo on board. So let's get into it. Alright, so we just get ourselves in about 23,000 UEC. And I know it doesn't sound much, but if you will be flying Caterpillar, you can get even up to 30,000 UEC. And if you're gonna be flying a Freelancer, you can get in about 3,200 UEC profit. I know with a Freelancer it doesn't sound much, but for some reason you might go and pick up your friend somewhere in a Port Olisar and you need to go there anyway. So why not to take that scrap with you and maybe get this little profit for almost no effort, right? I want to mention one more thing, and I know that I haven't been talking a lot about a Freelancer and the trade runs with it, because usually when I'm trading, I'm flying a big ships, so I specifically did a lot of recordings with them. But I want to still give you a couple of tips what you can do with the Freelancer, because there it's not all lost, and it's not all if you're gonna get a big ship, that's the only way how you can get yourself some nice money. No, if you're flying a Freelancer, there is actually one thing you can do, and if you're flying around Hurston in a moon called Ariel, there are 2 outposts. One is called Lathan, and another one is HDMS Bezdek, and both of these outposts actually selling a Laranite. There are not large quantities of this commodity, but that's actually perfect with the freelancer. So you might get yourself this 66 SEU, you might probably get less and fill the rest of the ship with titanium, but you gonna profit way more than if you will be trading just titanium. So I highly suggest to look into that when you will be flying a freelancer. Of course, laranite is not the cheapest commodity, so you need to also consider a higher investment involved. Same with agricium respectively, which you might find around ArcCorp, and specifically we're talking about Lyria. Me personally, I like to fly to Shubin mining facility Cell 2 and Cell 5. The difference is that Cell 5 selling agricium, where Cell 2 actually selling a diamond. I'm more likely going to both of these, but if you're flying a freelancer, you might probably go more around Cell 5 because agricium is your way to go commodity. I'm just looking always for titanium, and then I'm kind of picking up the better price for that. Yes, the price can be different on both of these outposts, depends on the demand, as we discussed earlier. Now we can just finish what we started and kind of close up the circle. We're gonna be closing up the whole trade route with the agricultural supplies, which we're gonna be picking up from the Port Olezar. You are more than welcome to go maybe to the Selene and Tremen Maris specifically to get yourself some diamond if you want to. I suggest not to, but it really depends on a server. Sometimes there is a lot of PvP, a lot of pirates. There is no armistice zone. So be careful and be warned. Now, stay tuned. Let's finish this trade run, see how much we're gonna net, and then I will give you a couple of last very useful tips at the very end. Alright, it was a terrible run, and we netted in about 5,000 UEC. And even if you're gonna be flying a Caterpillar, you're not gonna get a millionaire either. But there is a reason why I actually put this specific run in this video, even though it's not as extremely lucrative. I really wanted to make that point, that if you're gonna be flying and just from one point to another, always pick some cargo with you, because in the long run it's gonna make all the difference. If you're gonna be flying like that between Port Olisar, maybe Microtech, Hurston or ArCorp many times in the course of a couple of weeks, then you will find out that maybe you made in about, I don't know, 50 to 100,000 UEC. And that can make a big difference. That 100,000 or 50,000 UEC, that can buy you a couple of weapons for your new ship. So that's what I'm always trying to consider whenever I'm flying somewhere. Always fill your ship. Now, if you know about the better commodities around Port Olisar, which I can actually fly all the way to the Microtech or the other outposts, please let me know down below in the comments, and I will definitely try them out. And if they are good enough, I will probably even make a video about them. Now, I also promised you a couple of tips, right? So let's get into it. Tip number 1. If you have more than one ship which can carry the cargo, always hire pilots, so fly all your ships in the same time. You can save a lot of time, and I can't emphasize as much how profitable that is. With my ships, we are flying a Caterpillar, a Karak and a Freelancer Max in the same time with my organization, and we are always able to do in about almost 300,000 UEC per each run, and that's a lot of money. Literally within 1 week, we were able to buy one Caterpillar, additional one, which cost about 4.5 million UEC. So you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, speed everything way up. Now, tip number 2. Okay, maybe you do not have a friends online, or you couldn't find any pilot. Well, you still have some ships to fill. So first, fill all the ships and then sell in the same time. You're gonna save yourself a lot of traveling time, and trust me, you're gonna save me later. So if you do have money to spare or capital to invest, first fly all your ships and then sell in the same time. Now, tip number 3. And also last tip, which I'm gonna give you today, is to use the tools. I understand that Star Citizen and trading itself can be very overwhelming. You already spent maybe 15 minutes on your way, and you don't even know if you will be able to sell the cargo in a spaceport you're actually going to. Galloc.co gonna help you with that. You can find all the trade ports and you can see what they're selling, and if you will click on a commodity, then you can actually see where this commodity can be sold. So you can quickly check on a second screen, mobile phone, or wherever you are, if you actually can sell that cargo you already have on board of your ship in your destination, and that can be extremely useful. Now, I wouldn't believe it as much because the prices are definitely not accurate, and I'm not sure even if the refresh rates are accurate, but it's definitely a good guide to start with. Okay guys, I'm really happy if you made it all this way, and thank you so much for watching. If you really liked that video, please consider giving it a like. If you like that content and want to see more, just consider hitting that subscribe button because it's gonna help me and grow the channel. And if you think that I forgot something, or maybe you have something to say or give me some feedback, which I extremely appreciate, just let me know down below in the comments. I read all the comments for all my previous videos, and everything you wrote I definitely trying to work out in my next video. Now, if you want to join our organization, there will be definitely a link down below, and I really want to see you in a verse. Maybe we can help each other with trading, combat, or whatever comes up in our way. Guys, it was absolute blast making this video, and last 2 weeks I actually spent on working on it. And if you want to see me and or live, I'm actually streaming live every Friday and Saturday. So the video is released on Thursday, so I will probably see you live tomorrow. I'm another citizen, and thank you so much for watching.